Westside Wellbeing Wednesday. I am in a different location at the moment, as you can see, and I'm just, now we've gone live, just able to adjust a little bit, and let's put a bit more light into this situation. 2 seconds. Okay, so we are here for our Wednesday Wellbeing session. Let's get a tiny bit more of my head in. We're going to start standing up. So find your way onto a mat and grab whatever you need and put aside anything that you don't need. So anything that's going to buzz or vibrate or ping, just put it to one side as we come to our moment on the mat. So find your way to standing. Have your feet at hip distance and just start to feel the weight going through your body. Maybe rock forwards a little bit, maybe rock backwards a bit, maybe from side to side. Relaxing the arms, maybe give them a little sway. Notice how you're feeling in the neck, in the head. If there's any movement that would feel good for your body here, you can make it. Just letting go of the morning you've had, the day you've had, depending on what time you're doing this, maybe even the evening you've had. Just start to let it all go, maybe even shake it off as just you find your way to standing. And if you want to focus even more on your mat and your body, you could close out the eyes. And you could bring your focus all the way down to the way that you are breathing right now. In through the nose and out, maybe through the mouth, maybe through the nose. Noticing if you're using the chest or the belly, if the breath feels shallow or deep. You have made it to find this time in your day to practice. You have done the hardest part. For the rest of the next 45 minutes, we're going to move with our breath. We're going to tune in with our bodies. We're going to be curious about how we feel, not how our brain is telling us we feel, but how we actually feel, tuning into the sensations in the body. Excellent. And we're going to start with a breath called the breath of joy. So you can have this softness in the legs, the feet at hip distance. The breath of joy looks something like this. We inhale, reaching the arms forwards. We inhale again to take them wide, and we inhale them a third time to reach the arms up. And as we exhale, we bend into the knees, we fold forwards, we breathe out through the mouth. Ha! So we inhale up. Inhale out, and exhale out through the mouth. Ha. So we're going to do that. It's quite an energizing breath, and it really helps us just switch off out of whatever mode we were in before the practice. So we inhale, 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 exhale. Inhale up, out, and exhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale up. 3 more. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Lovely. Coming all the way back up. Find your stillness. Notice how you're feeling. On your next inhale, just bring the arms up like zombie arms, and as you exhale, bring them down. Next inhale, come onto the balls of the feet, lifting the heels, and as you exhale, bring them down. Inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Move with your breath. Feel a bit more wobbly than usual because I'm on a thicker mat, but just notice how you're feeling. Testing out this balance. We're going to do this 5 more times. Lovely. Find your way to stillness. Step the feet together now. And start to think about spreading the toes nice and wide, pushing down through the balls of the feet and the heels, squeezing the kneecaps, the thighs, tucking the tailbone under. Relax the arms, lengthen the neck. Push the crown of the head up towards the ceiling. I'm just going to check my settings here. Yep, everything is good. Find your stillness. Now, we're going to inhale, bring the arms all the way up above the head. You can't see my hands, but they're in a prayer. Up above the head. Inhale, take the right leg out to the side and then bring it back. 2 more like this. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. 1 more. And then bring the leg all the way in front of the left leg. Find a cross-legged position and start to reach the hands up and over in the same direction as that crossed leg. So we're starting to feel a nice side stretch. Inhale to come all the way back up. Release the legs, release the arms, breathe. And we're really testing out our balance. So ground down through the left leg, bring the right foot to the side of the ankle, the floor, the inner shin, or the inner thigh. Find what feels good for you today. You can tell my balance is really off. Tucking the tailbone under. When you find that position of the foot against the leg, avoiding the side of the knee, and bring the hands to prayer at the heart center. Find your balance, breathe. Excellent. Let's release the foot, release the hands, come back to stillness. If you want to shake out through the ankles or the feet, you can. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So when you're ready, be still with those legs. Reach the arms up above the head. Find a prayer. Inhale this time. Left leg goes out. Exhale, bring it back together. Inhale to lift. Exhale to come together. One last time. Inhale to lift. This time as it comes back, cross it in front. Lovely. Start to reach the arms up and over towards the same side as that cross-legged. And breathe in. Inhale, come all the way back up. Release the hands, step the feet back together. Let's take our tree pose on the opposite side. So grounding down through the left leg, right foot to the side of the ankle, the floor, the inner shin, or the inner thigh. If this is the same way that we just did it, swapping it over. So grounding down through the right leg, left foot, coming up onto the inside of the leg, finding your balance, breathe. Awesome work. Release the foot, release the hands, come to stillness. Nice deep inhale. Nice long exhale. Step towards the top of your mat. You can have your feet still together. As we inhale, we're going to take the arms all the way up. Gaze goes up. And as you exhale, soften into the knees as you reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lift up halfway, try and lengthen and flatten the spine. As you exhale, hands come to the floor, bend into the knees. Inhale, take the arms nice and wide as you fill up the lungs, gaze goes up. Exhaling, hands come down beside you, breathe here. Inhale, reach those arms up, gaze goes up. Exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lifting up halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms wide, fill up the lungs, gaze goes up, lovely. Exhale, hands come down beside you. We're going to do one more round. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. Exhale, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms wide, fill up the lungs, gaze goes up. Exhaling, hands come all the way down beside you. Breathe. This time, inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, sink the hips, sweep the arms forward, come into your chair pose. Tucking the tailbone under, shoulders relaxed, gaze follows the fingertips. Breathe here. Lovely. Push down through the feet as you inhale, come all the way up. Breathe. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. Exhale, bend the knees, reach forward, fold forwards. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, hands to the floor. Inhale, take the arms wide, fill up the lungs, gaze goes up. We're going to come straight back down, soften into the knees, reach forward, fold forwards, hands come down, step back, downward facing dog. First down dog of the practice, you can have a softness in your knees, push your hips back and up, maybe pedal out through the legs. Excellent. From here, look to your hands, step your right foot up in between your hands. Try and get your right knee stacked above the right ankle and drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. As you inhale, sweep the arms forwards and up. We're coming into a low lunge position. If this feels intense, hands can come to the thigh, to the hips. You can always lift up a little bit. Extra padding for that back knee is an option. Breathe here. One more deep inhale. One more deep exhale. If you haven't already, bring the hands to the hips. Push the hips back, straighten into the right leg, start to fold forwards. Inhale, come all the way back up, bend the knee, sink the hips. Exhale, push back, straighten the leg, fold forward. 3 more times. Inhale, find that lunge. Exhale, hamstring stretch. Inhale to lunge. Exhaling to stretch. One more time. This time, as we come into that hamstring stretch, hold it here. So you just need to fold forwards enough to feel the stretch. You can keep your hands on your hips or fingertips come to the floor. Wherever you are, breathe. Excellent. Hands back up to the hips, bend into the knees, sink those hips down nice and low. Left hand to the floor. We're going to start to twist and open the chest towards the right hand side. Maybe float the right arm up towards the ceiling. Breathe here. Excellent. Right hand comes down to frame the right foot. Step the right knee back to meet the left. Take the knees wide, big toes touch. Hips push back towards the heels. Find a child's pose, softening the forehead down towards the mat. Breathe here. Option to walk the hands over to the right hand side of the mat as you feel the stretch into the left side of the torso. On your next inhale, slowly start to walk the hands all the way back around to center. And then we're going to tuck the toes under, start to push back, downward facing dog. Breathe here. Look to your hands. This time we're stepping that left foot all the way up in between the hands. Drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. When you're comfortable here in the lunge, sweep the arms forwards and up. Remember your options. Try and relax the shoulders away from your ears as you breathe 5 times. Lovely. Bring the hands to the hips if they're not there already. Push the hips back, straighten the left leg, fold forwards, hamstring stretch. Inhale, come all the way up, lower the hips, lunge. Exhale, hamstring stretch. 3 more like this. Move with your breath. Lovely. Next time you come into that hamstring stretch, we're going to hold here. You can keep your hands on your hips, or maybe they release naturally down to the floor, but try and keep your back long, flat, your core engaged. Breathe here. Excellent. Bringing those hands back up to the hips, bend back into that left knee. This time, right hand comes down to the floor. Start to twist and open the chest towards the left-hand side. Keep the knee in line with the ankle. Fingertips rise up, gaze follows. 3 more breaths. Excellent. Left hand comes all the way down. Step the left knee back to meet the right. Take the knees wide, big toes touch. Push the hips all the way back towards the heels. Find that child's pose. Just take a few breaths in a neutral child's pose. And then we're going to walk the hands over to the left-hand side if you did this on the right-hand side a little earlier. Settle those hips towards your heels. Relax the shoulders. 3 more breaths. On your next inhale, slowly start to walk the hands all the way around to center, and then start to walk the hands as you inhale in towards the body. Roll up the spine, chin tucks to chest, head comes all the way up. Excellent. When you get here, just shuffle the knees together. I'm going to turn to face you as we start to work into our hands. So reach the hands out in front of you. Spread the fingers nice and wide. We're going to pulse them here, fist, closing them into a fist and then releasing as quickly as possible for the count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Shake it out. Release those wrists. We're going to take one hand, fingertips point down, push the heel of the hand away from you. Same thing on the other side. Fingertips point down, heel of the hand pushes away from you. Coming into those pulses again, release the hands, spread them nice and wide, fingers wide, pulsing here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Relax, release, shake them out. We're going to this time hold up the arm, fingertips point down, but it's the top side of your wrist that you're pushing away from the body. So be gentle here. Same thing on the other side. Just giving our wrists, our hands, our fingers a little bit of love. We often take them for granted. And then release. Excellent. Good work. Let's come into a cross-legged position. So I just turn on the side so you can see. Hands are resting on the shins, the knees. I'm sitting up nice and tall, and we're going to take seated cat and cow. Inhale, start to rock forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, open the chest, gaze goes up. As you exhale, suck the belly button in, tuck the chin, rock back on those sit bones. Inhale to come forward. Exhaling to rock back. 3 more like this. Inhaling. Exhaling. Feel that movement in the spine. One more time. Nice. Coming all the way up to seated. Release the hands beside you. As you inhale, take the arms all the way up. Gaze goes up. As you exhale, hands come all the way down through the midline of the body. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time, take the arms wide, fill up the lungs, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, twist to your right hand side. Right fingertips come back behind you. Left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Set the belly button in, sit up tall. Gaze goes all the way around past your back shoulder. You're breathing. Lovely. Keep the arms exactly where they are. Just turn your torso back around to face the top of your mat. Bring your right arm around and on top of the left. Bend at the elbows. Maybe wrap the palms around to touch or grab hold of the shoulder blades. If you're holding onto shoulder blades, pull the shoulder blades apart. If your palms are touching, reach the fingertips away from the body. Either way, try and keep the neck long, the shoulders away from your ears. Lovely. Unravel, unwind those arms, bring the hands to the knees, release the feet, soles of the feet to the floor. Hands come back behind you, cross the right ankle on top of the left. Start to open up into that right hip. Gets harder the closer your hands and your foot are towards the body, keeping the chest open. If you want to make it feel more comfortable, take the hands and the foot a little further away. Two more breaths here. So stay exactly where you are. Just let the right foot come all the way down onto the mat. And then start to reach the right fingertips back and over your head. And you could stay here or lower down onto the left forearm and reach the right arm a little further, feeling the stretch into the right hand side. As you inhale, let's come all the way back up onto that left hand. Now keep the legs as they are. Just cross the left foot all the way around to the outside of your right hip. Right foot stays super glued to the floor. You should have both sit bones pushing down into the mat and your hips pointing straight towards the short edge. If that's not possible, just extend your left leg out in front of you. Right hand comes to the back of the right hip on the floor behind you. Inhale, left fingertips reach up, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, hook the elbows up, the belly button in, sit up as tall as you can as you twist all the way around past your back shoulder. Three more breaths. On your next inhale, unravel, unwind, bring the right elbow to the inside of the right knee, twist the other way. And then come all the way back to center. Bend into both legs, cross the right shin in front of the left shin. Sit up nice and tall and start to lean forwards. Maybe coming onto fingertips. Maybe the hands, maybe you can bow the forehead down towards the floor. On an inhale, slowly start to come all the way back up, rolling all the way up the spine. Head's the last thing to come up. Bend into the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. We're going to come into our boat pose. So squeeze the knees together, ankles, the thighs. Take the arms wide, palms turned up. If that feels a bit too much, bring the hands back behind the knees. If you want to go deeper, lift one leg, maybe both. Maybe start to straighten through the legs. Keep the core engaged. Spine is long. 2 more breaths. Lovely. Bend into the knees. Give yourselves a big hug. Feet can come to the floor. And then come back to a cross-legged position. So see if you can remember how we started with your cross-legged position on cat and cow pose before, and cross your legs the other way. Don't worry if you can't remember. Hands come to rest on your shins, and as we inhale, belly comes forward, squeeze the shoulder blades, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, arch back, tuck the chin. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale to roll back. Let's take one more. Finding your way to a straight spine. Release the hands beside the hips. And as you inhale, take them nice and wide, gaze goes up. And as you exhale, hands come all the way down. 2 more like this. Inhale, take the arms wide, gaze goes up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, take the arms wide. Exhale, twist to the left. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh. Left fingertips back behind you. Sit up as tall as you can. Gaze around past your back shoulders. Keep your hands where they are. As you inhale, just turn the torso back to the front. Bring your left arm around on top of the right. Bend at the elbows. Maybe palms touch. Maybe you're holding on to shoulders. Pull the shoulder blades apart. If your palms are touching, reach the fingertips away. Neck is long. Breathe. From here, let's unravel, unwind those arms. Bring the hands back behind you as we bend into the knees, soles of the feet to the floor. This time, we're hooking left ankle on top of the right thigh, finding this opening into the left hip. Taking 5 breaths. Lovely. From here, let the left foot come down to the floor. Right hand stays super glued to the mat as you reach the left fingertips up and over. This might be enough of a stretch, or you might want to come down onto that right forearm as you reach the left arm up and over, top shoulders soft and relaxed. On an inhale, let's slowly start to come all the way back up onto that back hand. Now, just swivel round. So your right foot comes to the outside of the left hip, your sit bones are both super glued down into the mat, and the left foot, the left big toe is pushing down. And if you need to, you can extend the right leg out in front of you this time. So it's yogi's choice. Left hand comes back behind the left hip. Inhale, reach the right fingertips up, gaze goes up. Exhale, hook the elbow, suck the belly button in and twist. Try not to lean all your weight into your back hand. Use your core to keep you upright. On an inhale, unravel, unwind, take the left elbow to the inside of the left thigh, twist the other way, core engaged, spine long. And then inhale, come all the way back to center, cross the legs, left shin in front of the right shin, coming into that forward fold. So we start to lean forwards, forearms to the shins or the inside of the knees, maybe fingertips to the floor, maybe hands. Maybe forearms, maybe forehead comes down. Slowing that breath right down as we take 5 more. On an inhale, let's slowly start to walk the hands in towards the body as we roll all the way up the spine. Head is the very last thing to come all the way up. Our second round of boat pose. Don't even think about it. Feet to the floor, ankles together, knees together. Take your option. Come into it. Breathe. 5 breaths. You've got this. Stay strong. Core engaged. Awesome work. Bend those legs. Give yourself a nice big hug. And then we'll shuffle forwards. Keep a bend in the knees, soles of the feet to the floor, but make sure you've got enough space behind you to come to roll all the way down onto your mats. Keep the knees bent. Slide the feet in close towards your sit bones. Touch the heels with your fingertips. From here, push the lower back into the mat, and as you inhale, start to roll all the way up, just to chin. As you exhale, roll all the way down. One more like this. Rolling all the way up. And rolling all the way down. We're going to take 3 more. Option, if you like, is to bring the arms all the way up and over the head as you inhale. And as you exhale, roll all the way back down. Lovely. Inhaling. And exhaling. Inhaling. One more time. Lovely. Just completely relax the spine here. And then you could windscreen wiper the knees from left to right. Maybe the gaze is going the opposite way. And then we'll let the knees drop over to the left, gaze to the right, and just hold here, shoulders relaxed. option to take the left foot and bring it up on top of the right thigh. See how that feels. It's just an option to help you get a deeper internal rotation into that right hip joint. On your next inhale, release the foot, bring the knees all the way up to center, gaze to center, and then take the knees to the right, gaze over the left shoulder. Same option here, maybe the right foot comes up on top of the left thigh this time. Releasing the foot. As you inhale, bring the knees up to center. Hug the right knee in towards the body. Interlace the fingers around the top of the shin. Squeeze the knee to the shoulder. You can keep the left leg bent or extend the left leg all the way away from you. Every time you exhale, try and squeeze and hug the knee a little closer to the shoulder. Now from here, release the shin, bring that right knee across the body, up and over. Right hip stacked on top of left hip. Knee comes to the floor or rests on a fist or the block. As you release the right fingertips away from you, gaze follows the fingertips. On an inhale, slowly start to come all the way up to center, rolling onto your back, hugging the right knee in towards the body one final time. And then release the right leg out to meet the left. Just take a moment of stillness here. And then the same thing on the other side. As you inhale, bring that left knee in towards the body, interlace the fingers around the top of the left shin, and we take a few breaths here. And notice that every time you exhale, there might be an opportunity to soften, to go deeper into the pose. And then we release the shin, guide the knee, this time up and over to the right hand side. Knee comes to rest, maybe on the floor, the mat, maybe it hovers, maybe you've got the knee resting on the fist. Gaze follows the fingertips. Taking this opportunity to breathe. From here, on your next inhale, slowly starting to come all the way onto your back. Hugging the left knee in towards you one final time. Before we extend the leg all the way out to meet the right. Coming into your final posture of this practice. We've been practicing moving, getting energy out of the body so that we can find comfortable stillness in the body and in the mind. So do whatever you need to get any final fidgets and movements out of your system. And then just breathe. If you have time to stay here for a little longer, please feel free. But if you'd like to transition out, we're going to slowly start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, circling into the wrists and the ankle. On an inhale, let the arms come up above the head. Find a full body stretch. Release the arms beside you and roll over onto your right hand side. From here, we're going to push ourselves up to find a comfortable seated position. And just take a moment to notice anything that's changed for you over the last 45 minutes of your practice today. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose. And let it all out through the mouth with a big sigh. Know that wherever you are in this precise moment is exactly where you're meant to be. Thank you so much for joining me for your practice. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and we hope to see you back for another Westside Wellbeing Wednesday. Namaste.